January has been very interesting, and like I said, it's very important to recognize when the edge is in your favor, recognize when price is one-sided, okay, recognize when to engage price and when not to engage price, because all of these matters when it comes to trading. You can just want to go about trading just how you want or how you like. No, you can't just want to. All right, trading is something that you are deliberate with every action you take. I've not placed any trade on any of my big accounts, okay, because some of you that have been here for this, you've been in the community for years, you can tell that it's it's that's been my practice. Every January like that, I stay off the market, okay. I stay off the market, and particularly because the it's always like that. January is always a mess most of the time. All right, the same way we say avoid trading Monday. Avoid trading Monday. It's not a cliche like that. It's not just something that is just said just because everyone is saying it. No, avoid trading Monday. If you see my trading rules, it's for a very long time, some 4 years back. It's been the same. Avoid trading Monday. Avoid trading Monday. And that's just really how it is. Avoid trading January. All right. Avoid trading January for the most part. Avoid trading Monday generally. All right. Your active trading weeks should be between should be between the Tuesday and Thursday, and your active trading session should be between within London and New York session. Okay, London and New York session. Okay, and so once you put those things as rules, it naturally helps you. So for instance, most times when I'm expecting a profile to farm, right, it's something that I will say here that I've been repeating. I'm going to repeat it again. When you're expecting a profile to farm, avoid trading Monday. Most of the time, the close of Tuesday will eventually tell you where price is headed for, and you can take a piece of the pie on Wednesday. And sometimes from Monday, you already can tell. The close of Monday, you can already tell this is where price is headed for. So let's assume price is bullish, okay, and the profile is bullish, right? And Tuesday, 70% of time, which does the high or low of the week, maybe price range to Monday, then Tuesday goes to take Monday's low into a high time frame discount array and ends up being bullish. And Tuesday, you can tell Wednesday, Thursday will be bullish, and Friday may meet the high time frame premium array and close back into the range, and then the next week just price continues. All right, try to picture what I just said now and draw it on your chart. So Monday consolidates, Tuesday takes Monday's low and ends up a daily reversal candle. Then Wednesday, Thursday expands really much. Then Friday, when Thursday hasn't taken the high time frame premium array in the bullish market, maybe Friday goes to take it and close back into the range. Or if Thursday has already taken the high time frame PD array, a hold high, what have you, or a fair value gap on the high time frame, then if Thursday had met that objective, then Friday will just close back into the range, and the next week will continue again that way. And that's really how to anticipate. And so if you're first, every Monday you're looking away from the chart, you have your thought, okay, and you see how Monday prints. Then Tuesday, then you wait for London, you see what happens in London. Sometimes Monday can already tell you where price is going, all right, but most of the time from the close of Tuesday you can already tell this is what price is going to do. And on some weeks where price is just consolidating, you just stay away. For example, just like this, nothing really was clear, consolidated for how many days? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, almost 2 weeks, 2 trading weeks before price eventually expanded lower. Okay, and we are currently within this range. So it's really something to always think of when you're trading. You're not just wanting to trade to just get something off the market. There are really sometimes you actually stay off. And for those of you trading prop funds, thank God that you no longer have a restriction of 30 days. So you don't need to rush the process. You really just need to take it slow and calm, slow and easy. All right, slow and easy. All right, and that's what wins. And that's why you see this. I always actively post it just to remind you, avoid Monday's trading. You need data to start every weekly profile. Understanding this and coupling with the news calendar as to when the significant news plays out, there goes your hyperbole setup. Monday should be for Netflix and chill. Just get busy doing other things, but avoid trading Monday. It will save you quite some in mental and financial capital. Right. Monday should be for psychological fine tuning. Listen to podcasts, read books that strengthens your mental edge, watch videos to aid your mindset, observe daily price open and close of Monday, fine tune high probability environment, factor in your news calendar, place trades when you see ready available opportunity, pay the trader, rinse and repeat. Alright, so who is this? Oh, Michael. Alright, so let's just get into the chart and see what we have with the dollar index fiber. Besides, before then, you see the news for the week. Okay, we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. High impact, particularly on Thursday and Friday. So it's going to be a great week in that sense. But really, I am really just still nimble. All right, because there's some things I want to see first. So I really want to see play out. So most likely, sitting out this week as well. But let's look at price, right? Because these are the little things that helps in how you become better in your trading game. Yeah, the little things that helps in how you become better in your trading game. You begin to see how your trading will become way, way, way better. Yeah. You'll be able to, that patience you think you don't have, you're going to learn it by force. Not really by force, but by persuasion. By persuasion of the things you see me talk about, and how that really your hyperability trade setups comes after, right, certain things. In that sense, when you put certain things together, right, your hyperability setup comes after that. Your hyperability setup comes then. So when you put things like that to play, you begin to see why this should be this, why this shouldn't work out the way it should, why I should be patient. Okay, because you see a lot of people new to trading, even some not new trading, but they just prefer that gambling attitude. And really, no one is bereft of that. No one. There's still sometimes where you could make some silly mistakes, not because you don't know that what you're doing is wrong, but because you just feel, well, the odds will be in my favor this time, and eventually the odds are not in your favor, where you start shitting in your pants and what have you. It does really happen for everyone, where sometimes you just make that mistake and you know really that this shouldn't be, but you just make that mistake, and it does really happen that way. All right. But it's the nature of trading. Like I said, this is the way of the wolf. You can't be too patient when looking for the right setups. Sometimes the environment isn't just conducive. What do you do? Nothing. You simply wait. No one will teach you this. If you don't learn this now, not to worry. The market will simply teach you in a painful way. This is the way of the wolf. And January generally is always like that. Check past data. You'll find out. So exercise some great level of patience as you coast through this year. Remember the roadmap video I said, patience is going to be your best friend this year if you so allow. Trade like a wolf, think and engage intelligently. Alright? Think and trade like a wolf. Think and engage, trade like a wolf intelligently. Alright, let's go chat and let's see what's happening. Alright, I have my thoughts personally, what I expect to see. Don't mind me, this was just me remembering back in the day when we used to trade channels and patterns and what have you. All right, so let me just take that off. There were a bunch of consolidations at the time. Let's start from dollar index. All right, so what's really happening on the dollar? All right, so I have some thoughts. I go weekly time frame. I have some thoughts, and let's first take all of these off. We can see that we had a contraction candle here. Price came into this position. All right, contraction candle the next week, expanded, and he expanded really to the weekly order block and the main threshold, that is the midpoint of the order block. All right, when I put this back on, you would see it. Okay, and if you check the monthly time frame as well, this is also the volume imbalance, which you would see that as well, and chase that, the volume imbalance. The volume imbalance, yeah, we have this point, so reacted off that. Okay, and now we're on the weekly time frame, and so we had to thesis, either we respect that weekly or the block and sell back, all right, to come take this low and ultimately take this one, or we buy into this position, yeah, the fair value gap, and eventually come take this. And we looked at the COT. Let me go a little bit up. We looked at the COT. Like, let me just repeat again, there's really nothing you want in the community that you wouldn't get. There's really nothing. You want to be a successful trader, all right? Everything is here, from the resources, for instance, the books, podcasts, seminars, interviews, meditation, everything all properly arranged to help you to be successful. Okay, properly arranged. You can see the books, for instance. There are a whole lot of books in here, a whole lot of books in here that will help you by different members. All right, that will help you become way better. All right, I love this. Trading is a mental game. I think this is from one of the zero to hero, analysis breakdown. Trading is a mental game. All right, and I think I have the book personally here in read. The one I'm reading now is Miracle of Discipline. You can see it, The Miracle of Discipline by R.W.R. Booker, sent by Wisdom. All right, so there's a whole lot of things in the community that will help you, and that's why you can't afford to treat it lightly. All right, you can afford to treat it lightly. All right, for those that are lifetime members, all the best for you. We're in here for a lifetime. For those that really subscribe monthly or quarterly, for some of you that do that, as a matter of tradition and culture, because you see the value and you see how that these things has helped you. The interesting part is that you may necessarily not even be making money at the moment, but a lot of things would have changed how you think, how you approach the market. All right, a lot of calm, a lot of ease, all right, clarity. Okay, because that is where you start to then think properly and make money the way you ought to. All right, don't mind me. All right. Okay, this is when fiber was just heading to. All right, so this is a COT, all right, posted by Mohammed, credit to him. And we can see for all the times the commercials were selling, were rallying, and now commercials have actively chosen to start adding to their buy positions. All right, you can see particularly here where I said there was a huge rapid buy. And so what should happen naturally is that you think that, well, because there's a way Michael teaches it, which I don't agree with. All right, he doesn't discredit him being my mentor. I'm still very loud about him being my mentor. All right, where he teaches it in a way I don't agree, because I don't find it consistent. All right, what I find consistent is where look at, for example, see where commercials were heavily selling, right? And what happens is heavy buys, and that's what I've always maintained, that commercials do the opposite of what the market do. They edge the market, right? All the while they were below, they were largely selling. All right, largely selling. You can see dollar rallied really up, and when they started closing back some of the sell positions and giving it away, getting into some buys. We started selling, and that's why I believe that we have begun that sell on the dollar. So, for example, Dylan gave me intelligent explanation where, well, we could as well go take these highs, right? Go take these highs and maybe even go higher. Should I visit that? Where is it, Dylan? Um, Fascinating market. No matter how much years you're into it, it's never the same, Dylan. True, right? But experience too as well counts in the market. We had a very interesting discussion here, which I even think I would share to the community. Very, very wonderful conversation here. Trading isn't for the weak, right? It's not for the weak. Sometimes you're sweating. It's blood, sweat, and tears and sweat. Okay, that's really what trading is. Okay, it's not for the weak at all, and then you have to really approach it in that regard. So, Dylan painted a scenario, all right, and he said, well, what if we were just what is it? This man is a joke, Dylan. So he said a lot of things here, and to the chat he said, well, what if we were just this was a stopwatch? And that's the funny part on how we view the market. Yeah, we could view the market in a very interesting way, still using the same methodology, right? And then over time we're able to now sift, okay, what works best, what doesn't, etc, and all of that. He said, well, this could be a stopwatch, break a structure for price to then eventually come this high to fill this weekly fair value. All right, and that was what I explained. All right, and I said, well, flexible as always. Invalidation level reveals my flexibility. Let's see how price prints. You're buying to the weekly CB monthly time frame doesn't resonate with me on a logic level. I just can't seem to have a read on that as we speak. That's probable, but least probable for me. Then that's one thing you must know. No matter how many years you have spent in the market, all right, you need to be flexible, all right. And my second level I'm looking at is, if at all we take this, we're just buying into this position, okay, to sell. That's what I expect as a second scenario. Either we sell from where it is now, or we sell, okay, buy into this point to sell. And I love what Wisdom said here. He said, to be honest, all of this just proves one thing: it is not crystal clear, as long as two buyers can be framed. And that's beautiful. It's beautiful. That's one of the things that the community will help you. It will help you think intelligently. All right, so I said, well, with this in mind, all right, that is why I expect dollar to sell off. All right, so even if we're going to go tip this point here, all right, but I expect to sell because commercials are at the back of it, and I don't expect price to come above this point. Okay, and you can see I said, well, either we have this where it consolidates, rallies into, now this is the monthly volume imbalance that I delineated my invalidation, all right, monthly volume. I said, well, and buy up into that place and sell back down, all right, and we had price actually rallied up, selling back down. And I said, okay, yeah, then I said, or my second scenario is that we buy into this place, all right, then sell off. All right, buy into that place and sell off. All right, so those are my thoughts on price. But let's go with charts and then continue all of that. So this is where we currently are, and we're buying really strong. Okay, so buying really strong. So let me put all my annotations on the chart. So we have, going back to weekly time frame, we have price buying really strong. This is the mean threshold of this candle, all right, of this candle. This is the mean threshold, all right. Expanded to the point that price retraced from there the first time. Now if price goes back to take that high, this becomes high probability, and the monthly time frame becomes, all right, the next draw that price is going to reach out for. All right, let me give this a different color. All right, so the monthly time frame becomes the next draw that price is going to reach out for. You can see this is the month. This is a huge buy, and it just means that it reacted off this level, and that's really the second scenario I hold there. All right, that's aside from those scenario I gave, which obviously now if price goes to take this point, it means that is invalid. All right, that is the scenario I gave, because I remember giving two scenarios. All right, it means that it's invalid in that sense. So let me first rename this, and that's it. Don't allow anyone box you into that place where they tell you, well, you got it wrong, it means you're not a good trader. Those people will never last in the market. You know why? Because trading isn't like that. Trading isn't like that. All right, you don't allow anyone put you into that fix where they want you to always be right in the market. No, we look at several datas, all right, and we postulate. It will only tell you that that person hasn't been trading for long, right? Even because even Michael himself, has given several calls, not all the time, but sometimes he gives calls where it doesn't pan out that way. Then you use the data you have to then, okay, I think this is where price is reaching out for, then we follow that route. For now, nothing is clear. Well, if you say price is headed for that point, nothing is clear at the moment. Now it's beginning to look like it. Now this is the monthly imbalance, and let me copy this mean threshold here. All right, this is the mean threshold where price retraced from. Now we could only say one thing here, that price had come feel a good part of the fair value gap, and it's really buying strong, which will only mean every other thing will be selling strong. Euro USD will be selling strong. All right, this is huge. What else? And GBP USD, AUD USD, all of them will be selling strong in that sense. And that's why I've said January is not just really that. There's not been really good price action forming, and until there is, you stay off. And this is Tuesday. All right, this is Tuesday. All right, price is just beginning to form. Then we'll have our impact news tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And so if we go back to claim this main threshold into this highs, then it makes this point becomes high probability, because really that's the last straw on the weekly. All right, the volume imbalance, this is it. All right, the volume imbalance on the monthly, like I showed you, this is it. And then the mean threshold, this is it on the weekly. All right, the weekly order block, this is it. All right, this is the weekly order block. If I extend this to this point, there's the weekly order block. So if price is buying back up, it only means one thing. Until it takes this high, I'm still nimble. I'm watching what price will do. All right, but this just shows a clear sign that we are eventually going to most likely come to take all those points and print higher prices. But I'm still just within such moments where I'm looking at what price does, okay, until there is clarity. Don't engage. So if you say, well, it's clear for you to engage, it's fine, you can having your framing where you expect price to. But personally for me, I've not actively begun trading, and I'm just really looking out for clarity in price. And really the only feasible thing I'm looking out for, if my invalidation point, which is this high, eventually gets taken out. All right, let me take this back to the weekly. Is price coming to this point, all right, and tiptoe into it this way, and all right, based on the COT data that I have, that's the only possibility that I see. But for now, I'm still within that space where anything can still happen within this fix. And particularly looking at fiber, where fiber is, this is a bullish program. I don't see fiber going any way below this point. And you will see that even whilst fiber is at that point where it could still sell lower before buying, dollar is really close to taking this high. So we can have such scenarios where there's an SMT, dollar really goes high, right? And fiber still maintains, the fiber still, where's the pencil now? Fiber still maintains within these positions and continue buying. You never can tell. These things are mysteries, right, in the marketplace. But let's see what does happen. All right, looking at the market, observing, but nothing is certain. And the reason why I am looking at fiber structure is you can see fiber, you can see the change of structure. This is the monthly BPR on fiber. Monthly BPR, that is where fiber actually bought up. So I don't expect fiber going way lower. Fiber coming to take these positions, right? I believe it's late because fiber reacted off this sell side liquidity and has bought up to take this, and which makes it a buy program already. You can see the BPR, this, all right. Let me use this. You can see there's BPR and reacted off there. So I just believe this is just that January move where price is just going lower, all right. And if you've studied price action, where Mohammed will attest to this, right, price goes above below the open of any candle. Once we start reversing back, all right, we can get into that position, all right, into that position, all right, and keep going higher prices, and ultimately this drawn liquidity 1.14948. Okay, so that's how I see fiber. I really don't see anywhere fiber could come to take, right? And if it does that, then that will be another journey of studying for me, right? To and put that into possibilities in the marketplace, because you can see the BPR perfectly aligns perfectly, all right. And besides that, you can see the how price bought up, right, coming down. So I don't expect prices coming down to this point, then coming back to the BC, all right, it's left behind. That's slim for me, all right, to see price do that. All right, that's slim for me to see, and I'm really still expecting, I'm still holding on to that bullish bias, all right, on fiber. All right, and this is my invalidation. Okay, this is the low of my range, this is the high of my range, and this is my invalidation. Okay, low, high. All right, so we can use our Fibonacci and see where the price is just coming for discount pricing. All right, so discount pricing 705. All right, 705 is 3618, reacted off 705 618, and the price is just coming for that. And so that's my thought. So he only also just shows as well that there's something shady ongoing, all right, not exactly clear, and you will know that with time. You can also see cable has been, all right, printing higher highs regardless. The previous week, right, last 2 weeks bullish, the previous week sold down but ended bullish, and this week again we're currently forming, all right. It's been right, printing higher highs. You can see the monthly candle as well, all right, bullish contraction, even though we have 8 days to end that's 8 days to end the month in that sense. So these are things to look out for. Patience is going to be your constant traveler, all right. Every time you in the trading space, you can't afford to want to frustrate. When things are not clear, you stay put, all right. You don't engage. When things are not clear, you don't engage, you stay put, all right. So price came to take this low and bought up and been printing really higher candles, all right, since last week. Wednesday, higher. So that's really where we are. Those selling now, all right. So the only thing right now is to do what? Wait. We're gonna, after this, I'm gonna produce a video on ES, the beauty of how price moved. You can see how that this really came for this point, but for Nasdaq, all right, you didn't feel it. And how would you have known when to engage? Because those two move hand in hand. You ES and Nasdaq, you use both parties just the way you use dollar index and fiber. You use both parties to know when there was the shift, right? And there was a very clear shift at this point, right? This was the shift. Price sold into, bought up, came back, expanded, right? then your entries from here. All right, higher prices, and that was Thursday, all right, and it really rallied into the close of Friday, and it also means that on Thursday, all right, at this point, even though price hasn't filled the fair value gap, all right, you could still see on Thursday you'll have gotten your entries here as well. You can see this fair value, gotten your entries, and another entry on Friday into higher prices. We're going to look at that in a detailed video, and using NQ, and then this is the strength comparison created by Joshua. I saw that on Twitter some day like that, so I use that to judge the state of things and all of that, the strength comparison between both S&P and what's the name, and Nasdaq, and know the one to buy in or sell at the time, the one that is weaker or stronger. All right, so that will be a separate video. So this is currently where we're at. I'm just still looking at it. Nothing is really that clear at the moment, and don't be fooled to think that yes, we're already selling. Everything you see right here is still a consolidation. Everything you see right here is still a consolidation. All right, but you can be rest assured, the moment we claim back this high, then we're bullish to claim these highs. All right, so everything within this space is still a consolidation. All right, and nothing is setting as of now. All right, so to my fiber friends, fiber gangs, okay, trade smart, trade like a wolf, trade intelligently. Okay, trade smart, trade like a wolf, trade intelligently. Trade smart, trade like a wolf, trade intelligently. All right, till we talk again, I wish you good luck and good trading. Bye for now.